A former Manhattan City Commissioner and mayor has become the third candidate to file for the 51st Legislative District and is the lone Democrat in that race. Linda Morse, who served on the City Commission from 2015 to 2023, announced Monday she will seek the seat being vacated by Kenny Titus, who is seeking a spot in the state Senate. Morse explains why she's running for the state house.
One of the issues I'm concerned about still is the dark store theory, where large box stores pay their taxes and then in a year or two they get it all back from the county. And that puts a huge bind. I think I can make some contributions. I think that I was pretty moderate on the city commission.
The 51st District is primarily rural, but it does stretch into eastern Manhattan as well as into Wamego and encompasses most of rural Pottawatomie County. Meanwhile, a member of the Riley County Law Board announced yesterday his candidacy for the open 67th Legislative District. Caleb James announced his candidacy just prior to Monday's deadline as he'll run for the Republican nomination for the seat, joining Angel Roser and Democrat Kim Zito in the battle for that seat. He explains why he's running.
Been following the issues pretty closely, primarily taxes. So I had an internal urge to run, but then I was approached by some of my constituents, some friends, some people who knew me from previous races and thought that I would represent the district well and I would represent the ideals that they had.
James has sought office before, most notably the Manhattan City Commission in 2021. Well, joining Morse in the 51st District were Republican candidates Eli Kormanek of Alta Vista and Megan Steele of Manhattan. Those three vying to fill the seat again left vacated by Kenny Titus. In House District 66, Democrat Sidney Carlin is running unopposed once again. Republican Bill Bloom of Clay Center also running unopposed in District 64, which encompasses northern Riley County and all of Clay County. In the state Senate, incumbent Democrat Yusha Reddy will face a challenge in District 22 from Republican Brad Starnes, a former USD 378 superintendent. In District 18, Kenny Titus will look to maintain a GOP spot, succeeding Kristen O'Shea, who is not seeking re-election. Titus will face off with Democrat Matthew Robin of Wamego in November. The Pottawatomie County Commission could look drastically different in 2025, as voters will consider 4 candidates this fall as the commission expands from 3 to 5 seats. All 4 of those seats will have primary battles, all featuring Republicans. In District 2, former County Clerk Nancy McCarter will be opposed by Merle Page. In District 3, incumbent Greg Riot will face off against Bill Drew. In the newly formed District 4, candidates will include Michael Kerwood, Paul Strunk, Hans Tessman, and Gary Yenzer. Judd McCormick will run as an independent in that race. In the newly formed District 5, Armand Bossi, Chuck Depew, and Terry Force have filed. 2 members of law enforcement will look to succeed Shane Yeager as the Pottawatomie County Sheriff. Doug Adams, the current undersheriff, and Derek Sid, the current St. Mary's police chief, will square off in that race. Voters will also elect a new Pottawatomie County attorney this year. Democrat Chris Biggs will challenge Republican John Paul Washburn in that race. All other county-level races are unopposed. In Riley County, Commissioners Greg McKinley and Catherine Foke will also both run unopposed. All other Riley County-level races are unopposed as well. At the federal level, all 4 Kansas House seats will be on the ballots this year. K-Man's A.J. Shaw previews what to expect on the August 6th primary ballot.
In District 1, Republican Tracy Mann is seeking a 3rd term to the U.S. House. He'll be opposed in the primary by Eric Bloom of Lawrence. Democrat Paul Buskirk, also of Lawrence, is the other candidate in that race. In District 2, with incumbent Jake LaTurner not seeking re-election, 5 Republicans have filed for the seat, including, most notably, former Kansas Attorney General and 2022 GOP nominee for governor Derek Schmidt of Independence. Others include Jeff Kars, Michael Ogle, Sean Tiffany, and Chad Young. Democrat Matt Kleinman of Kansas City has also filed. For News Radio KMAN, I'm A.J. Shaw.
The Kansas Supreme Court offered a mixed bag in a ruling Friday that combined several challenges to a 2021 election law, siding with state officials on one provision, reviving challenges to others, and offering the possibility that at least one will be halted before this year's general election. But it was the ballot signature verification measure's majority opinion, which stated there is no right to vote enshrined in the Kansas Constitution's Bill of Rights, that drew fiery dissent from 3 of the court's 7 justices. The measure requires election officials to match the signatures on advance mail ballots to a person's voter registration record. The state Supreme Court reversed a lower court's dismissal of that lawsuit, but the majority rejected arguments from voting rights groups that the measure violates state constitutional voting rights. Officials with Riley County Emergency Management and the National Weather Service found signs of tornado damage after severe weather blitzed the Manhattan area in early May. Emergency Management Director Russell Stuckey told county commissioners on Monday that he activated the outdoor warning sirens in several locations across the county for severe thunderstorms on May 6th. Those sirens blared shortly after 7:30 that night. Tornado warnings were also issued that day in parts of Clay and Pottawatomie counties. Initial reports indicated there was no tornado associated with the storms, only radar indicated rotation with the storm. Stuckey said he met with meteorologists from the National Weather Service Topeka office on May 7th, and they drove to the Hunters Island area near Manhattan and found possible tornado damage just east of the Riley County Transfer Station.
It looks like there was a small tornado down there, according to some tree damage and a flipped over irrigation pivot right east of the transfer station in that area.
Meteorologists had said that a wind gust of 70 miles per hour was measured in Junction City on May 6th. Hailstones up to 4 inches in diameter, or about the size of a softball, fell in Dickinson County as well.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. We're still waiting on official game times for this weekend's super regional matchup between K-State and Virginia as the NCAA tournament reaches the round of 16. The Cats returned to Manhattan yesterday afternoon from Arkansas as they await their first ever matchup with the Cavaliers, now 2 wins away from the College World Series. K-State is one of 2 teams in the Big 12 still alive. West Virginia claimed its first ever regional title Sunday to join the Wildcats in the Super Regional round. Starter Gabe Van Emmen did not allow a run over 7 1/3 as UConn eliminated number 9 national seed Oklahoma last evening in Norman. Florida dropped number 11 Oklahoma State in Stillwater 4-2. Its second win over the Pokes in 2 days. The Pokes failed for a 3rd straight year to advance as a regional host. The ballot for the College Football Hall of Fame class to be announced in January, released by the National Football Foundation on Monday, and among the players on the ballot for the first time, K-State defensive back Terrence Newman. The All-American and Thorpe Award winner from 2002 is one of 77 players and 9 coaches from the football subdivision, another 101 players and 34 coaches from the divisional ranks that are on the ballot this year. Others who are on the ballot for the first time, former Pitt defensive lineman Aaron Donald, who retired earlier this season after 10 seasons in the NFL with the Rams. Heisman Trophy runner-up Manti Te'o from 2012, the Notre Dame standout, is joined by 2009 Heisman winner Mark Ingram of Alabama and former Cal wideout Deshaun Jackson, appearing on the ballot for the first time as well. San Diego Padres infielder Tucupita Marcano is under investigation by Major League Baseball for allegedly betting on the game and could be subject to a lifetime ban. It's believed no active MLB player has been banned for betting on baseball since 1924. Pete Rose was retired when he agreed to a lifetime ban back in 1989. Royals baseball coming up tonight as they open a series against the Cleveland Indians. 5:40 first pitch, 5 o'clock the coverage on News Radio KMAN. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.